So motion in a vertical circle. I think it is not in a good shape.
So are you using a different device today?
No. Why it is not going in this border? I don't know. Anyway. Okay, so motion in a vertical circle. Let me finish this, then we'll see. So basically, this kind of questions will be, let's say there is a string and there is a ball attached to it, and it is given some velocity v. This is the point O. So basically, it has to follow a circle. It has to complete a circle like this. So it will move around. So the particle will start from here. It will go like this on this circle, and then it will come back, right? So the questions will be like, what should be the minimum velocity that it will complete the circle? Okay, because it may not complete the circle also. It may happen that you give it a slightly lesser velocity, then it will stop here. So will it complete the circle or will it stop somewhere? Those things we have to analyze. Okay. So in order to do that, what we do is that, let's say the initial velocity with which it is projected is v naught. And let's say at any angle theta, its velocity is v. Its velocity is v, and velocity is always tangential to the path. So velocity will be like this. Now, in this kind of questions, what you do is that, so I told you at the very beginning that in order to analyze the motion, you have to either write Fn equal to Man, one equation, another equation you have to write F tau equal to ma tau. But I told you that day that F tau is equal to ma tau equation or the work energy theorem or the energy conservation, all are actually same. Okay, the delta K is equal to work done by all external work done by all forces, or even the energy conservation. So delta U plus delta U plus delta K is equal to work done by external non-conservative, not conservative force, right? All are actually same thing. All gets derived from F tau equal to ma tau. So what we'll do, we'll not write F tau equal to ma tau, we'll write this equation, and then we will write this equation. Okay, so that will complete the analysis of motion, because we need two equations, and first equation will keep as it is. So Fn equal to Mn will keep as it is, and the second equation is the energy conservation that will apply. Okay. Now so let us write that. So these two things we'll do first, and the third thing is, what we should do is, in order to apply the condition that it has to complete the circle, right? So which is the point of ambiguity? So point of ambiguity where where you have to apply the condition, so that you find the condition it has to complete the circle. So point of ambiguity will be the point uh, where all the forces are directed towards the center, directed towards the center, right? So point of ambiguity is the point where all the forces are directed towards the center. Now at this point you have to do, at this point you have to make tension as zero. At this point make tension just zero. So tension is just greater than is equal to zero in order to complete the circle. In order to complete the circle. Okay, tension just vanishes. Means what you are applying is that, okay, other forces are sufficient to give it the centripetal acceleration. Even if tension vanishes at that point, particle will be able to complete the circle. So what you do, you find the point where all the forces are directed towards the center, and at that point you make tension as zero. Greater than is equal to zero means at the limiting condition you will make tension as zero in order to complete the circle. Okay, and then you find the condition. So apply this. So apply t is equal to 0. Apply t equal to 0 at the point of ambiguity. At the point of ambiguity. Okay, so that will give you the clue that whether it will complete the circle or not. Okay, now if it does not complete the circle, then what you have to do is that, so let's say at this point of ambiguity you found that uh, tension is equal to 0 and you found v naught minimum. But suppose if v naught is less than that minimum, then it will not be able to complete the circle, so it will stop somewhere. So where will it stop? In order to find the angle where the particle stops, you make v as 0. Okay, if so, if it does not traverse the whole circle, means the condition will be v naught is less than v naught minimum, and v naught minimum you will find from here. This will give you the minimum velocity for which it has to complete the circle. If v naught is less than v naught minimum, that means the particle will stop before completing the circle, and that angle where it will stop you will get by making v as equal to 0. So these are the four things you have to do. And somewhere what will happen, in some question tension will not be there, maybe normal reaction will be there, like particle moving in a hemisphere ball, right? So in that what will happen, in place of tension there is a normal reaction. So somewhere you will get tension, somewhere you will get normal reaction, but essentially the conditions you have to apply will be the same. So these are the four equations or four conditions that you have to apply in order to analyze the motion in a vertical circle. Okay, so let us discuss this. Can you move to the next slide?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so let's come back to the same situation. So the particle is moving in a vertical circle. This is the velocity v naught. Okay, so at any angle theta, if you go, so before coming to the theta thing, let us apply this, let us find out the point of ambiguity. So at any angle theta, if you go, then you draw the FBD. So FBD will have what all forces? So there will be mg downward. There will be a tension like this, right? So there is tension T, mg downward. So all the forces are not directed towards the center, right? So this is not my point of ambiguity. So as you increase theta, let us see where all the forces are directed towards center. Anywhere you go up. When you reach this point, at the highest point, what you will see? You will see that mg, if you draw the free body diagram of this particle, when it reaches this point, so it will have these forces. It will have mg downward, so mg downward, and tension also towards the center, right? So tension here also, mg also. So this is the point where all the forces are directed towards the center, right? So this is the point. This is the point where all the forces are directed towards the center. Okay. So this is the point where all the forces are directed towards center. So this is your point of ambiguity. So what I told you, at a point of ambiguity, you have to make tension is 0. So at this point, at point P, so we'll write Fn equal to MAN at point P. So if you have to write that, let's say at point P, the velocity is V. Let's say the velocity at point P is V. Then if you write Fn equal to MAN, so your N direction is what? This is your normal. Normal direction is like this, towards the center. So N cap. So Fn is what? Fn here is your T plus mg. T plus mg is equal to M into An is V square by R. Right? So this is your one equation. So T plus mg is equal to M into V square by R. Now, if you make tension as 0, so what I told you, at point of ambiguity, you have to make tension as 0. Ambiguity, make T as 0. So if you make T as 0, then your mg will be mv square by R. That means V is equal to root gr. This is the velocity here, but you need to find the condition on V naught so that it completes the circle. So what you will do now, now you have to apply the second equation, which is energy conservation. So this is your initial state. Initial state is that V naught is the velocity, and in the final state, the velocity is V. Velocity is V, and this V you have already calculated by applying the condition that tension is just 0 at the point of ambiguity. And this is your this thing R. So this is the radius. Now this is your initial condition. This is your initial configuration of the system, and this is the final configuration of the system. And now you have to apply delta U. So there is no other potential energy except gravitational potential energy. So you will write delta U mg. There is no spring, and also I will not write that, plus delta K is equal to work done by external forces which are not conservative. So in order to find that, you will go at any point, and if you draw the FBD, then you know it is under two force. One is mg and one is a tension. But mg is not is a conservative force, so you don't have to consider that here. Apart from mg, tension force, and you know that work done by tension is 0. Why? Because the displacement is perpendicular to tension at each small displacement. So any small displacement will be in this direction. ds will be in this direction. T is here, so angle between T and ds is 90 degrees. So only thing that will come here is work done by tension, but work done by tension is 0 because T dot ds, every point T dot ds is 0. So the integral of T dot ds will be also 0. Now, if you have to apply initial and final configuration, you have to apply delta U mg. So what I told you, delta U mg, how do you write? So delta U mg is mg into change in the height. For change in the height is this much, right? From initial to final, this is the change in height, and that distance is 2r, right? And since it has moved up, so you will write plus 2r. So mg into 2r. This is the delta U.
Sir, yeah, so this plus minus thing, I'm a little confused over here that when we say delta H, that related to delta H, then does that mean that we can take final height minus initial height, or do we just use the plus minus convention?
You can do either way, but this is easier. So just use, like, if it has moved up, if the final height is more than initial height, just write the magnitude and do plus. If it has moved down, if the final height is lesser than the initial height, then you write that magnitude of the height and you put a negative. So actually delta H is the final height minus initial height. So when it has moved up, final height will be more than the initial height, then it will come out to be positive. When the object is going down, then final height is lesser than the initial height, then it will come negative. So in order to simplify the things, what I told you, write mg into magnitude of the height, and if it has moved up, put a plus. If it has moved down, put a minus.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so delta U mg is here, mg into 2r. Now what is delta k? Delta k here will be half m into final velocity is v square minus initial velocity is vi square, v naught square, right? And your final velocity, you know, v square is gr, and minus v naught square is how much? V naught square is v naught that you have to find in this case. Okay. So this is your delta k, delta u, this right hand side is 0. So let us just apply that in this equation. So if you apply, then what will you get? So you will get mg into 2r, mg into 2r plus this will become mgr by 2 minus half mv naught square is equal to 0, right? So from here, what will you get? You will get 2 plus half 5r, 5 mgr by 2. 5 mgr by 2 is half mv naught square. So 2 got cancelled, got cancelled. That means v naught should be root 5 gr. So this should be the minimum velocity for which the particle will complete the circle. This is v naught minimum. This is the minimum velocity to complete this circle. To complete the circle. If v naught will be greater than v naught minimum, then it will complete the circle. Okay, otherwise it will not be able to complete the circle. Why? Because if v naught is greater than this value, then tension will come out to be greater than 0 at this point, at the point of ambiguity. And if tension is greater than 0 at the point of ambiguity, that means a string is not getting slackened, so it will be able to complete the circle. Okay, so this is the minimum velocity to complete the circle. If v naught is greater than v naught mean, then tension will be positive at p is your point of ambiguity, and it will complete the circle. It will complete the circle. Okay, if v naught is less than v naught mean, then tension will become 0 before reaching the point of ambiguity, so it will not complete the circle. It won't complete the full circle. Now in this case, where will it stop? That we have to find. If v naught is less than v naught mean, then where it will stop, that we will find. Is that clear? Any doubt?
No.
So can I move to the next page?
Yeah.
Okay. So why don't we find the velocity and tension at any generic angle? Okay. So in order to do that, what we'll do is this. Let's say this is the particle started in motion here. So this is my initial condition. This is the initial, and the velocity is v naught. Let's say the velocity is v naught. Now this is my final condition. Final condition, any angle theta. Let us consider the particle when it has traveled an angular displacement of theta. So when it has reached here, its velocity is v, which will be along the tangent. Okay, this angle is my theta. So this is my initial condition. This is the initial, and this is my final. This is my final. Okay. So I know we have to apply two equations. So first equation you have to apply. So to analyze the motion at any generic angle theta, you have to write first equation as Fn equal to Mn, and second equation you have to write delta U plus delta K is equal to work done by external forces which are not conserved. So first equation, if you have to write, so first you identify the n cap direction. So n cap direction is this towards the center. So this is n cap. After that, what you have to do, you have to draw the free body diagram. So free body diagram will involve here mg here and tension T here towards the center. So this is your tension T and this is your mg. So basically you have to write Fn equal to Mn. So you know that this is the direction of tension. This is the direction of mg. So this angle is your theta. This angle is theta. So Fn is equal to Man. N cap is towards the center. So this is your n cap, which is towards the center. So Fn will be, this is T and this is mg. So T is towards the center minus mg cos theta will be is equal to m into v square by r. This is your first equation. Okay. Now the second equation will be, you have to write delta U plus delta K is equal to work done by external force. So delta U will be what? Delta U mg plus delta K is work done by external force, which is not conservative. So mg is a conservative force, we will not consider that. So other than that, there is a tension force, but I know that work done by tension is 0 here. So right hand side will be 0. Now in order to find delta U mg, delta U mg will be what? Change in height, mg into change in height. So what is the change in height? So in order to find that, so this object was here initially, finally it is here. So change in height is this distance. Change in height is nothing but this distance, right? So this is the distance which is change in height. So you have to geometrically, you have to find what is this distance. So you know that if this distance is r, if this is the center, this distance is r, and this distance is also r, and this angle is theta. Then this much distance, you know that this much distance will be r cos theta, right? This is theta. Then this much distance is r cos theta. So this full distance is r. This full distance is r. Out of that, r cos theta is gone. So how much will be this distance? So this distance will be r minus r cos theta. So this distance will come out to be r minus r cos theta. So what is the height difference? R into 1 minus cos theta. So delta U mg, what will you write? You will write mg into r into 1 minus cos theta. And it has moved up, so I will write plus. Any doubt? Okay. This is delta U mg. What is delta k? Delta k is half m. Final velocity is v square minus initial velocity is v naught square. So this you will find delta k. Now if you put both in equation 2, so this is your equation 2. So delta u is mg into r into 1 minus cos theta plus delta k is half mv square minus half mv naught square equal to 0. Right? So this is my equation 2. Now you have to manipulate equation 1 and equation 2. So from equation 2, what will you get? So half m, you can cancel out half m from here. So you will multiply. So you will get 2gr into 1 minus cos theta plus v square is equal to v naught square. So basically v square you will get v naught square minus 2gr into 1 minus cos theta. This is v as a function of theta. So at any angle theta, you know what is the velocity of the particle. So let's say at theta equal to 0, what is the velocity? V is equal to cos theta will become 1. So 1 minus 1 is 0. So v will be v naught. At highest point, you put theta is equal to pi. So at this point, when the particle comes here, at this point, theta will become pi. At this, from here to here, theta will be an obtuse angle. From here to here, theta will be an obtuse angle. Okay, so theta will vary. So theta will vary from 0 to here pi by 2, here pi, here 3 pi by 2, here 2 pi, and again back. So theta will vary in this fashion. Okay, so wherever you want theta, you can put that theta value and you will get the velocity as a function of theta. Is that clear? So this is your important result.
Okay.
Okay. Now we have to find the tension as a function of theta. So you have to remember this equation. So T minus mg cos theta is mv square bar. So let us move. Can I move to the next page?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you know that T minus mg cos theta is equal to mv square by r. And you have just derived that v square is v naught square minus 2gr into 1 minus cos theta. So let us substitute v from equation 2 in equation 1. So if putting in equation 1, putting v in equation 1, so what you will get? You will get T minus mg cos theta is equal to m by r into v square will become v naught square minus 2gr into 1 minus cos theta. So you will get T minus mg cos theta is equal to mv naught square by r minus 2 mg r will get cancelled into 1 minus cos theta. That means T will become mv naught square by r and 2 mg minus 2 mg, and this mg cos theta and this will be plus 2 mg cos theta. So this will become 3 mg cos theta. So T will become mv naught square by r plus mg into 3 cos theta minus 2. So this is tension as a function of theta. If you want, you can remember, that will be helpful because you don't need to derive it every time. So this is the tension as a function of theta, and this is the velocity as a function of theta. So you know what will be the velocity at any theta and what will be the tension at any theta. Okay. Now you can find out the velocity at any point. You can find out the tension at any point when you know the angle theta. Now from here also you can tell that whether the particle will be able to complete the circle or not. Okay, so let's say how will you do? So if suppose if you remember these two expression, then what you can do is that, but this is for a very standard case when there is just tension T and mg. Okay, and the same formula will be valid in suppose this is the case that the particle is moving in a hemispherical surface like this. Okay, so hemispherical surface cross section will be a circle. So this is also a motion in a vertical circle. Okay, so in this case what will happen if you draw the free body diagram at an angle theta? So there will be mg and there will not be any tension, but there will be normal reaction. There will be a normal reaction towards the center. Okay, so same formula will be applicable. Just replace T by n. So tension role is played here by normal reaction. So the relations will be same, only tension you have to replace by n, because the work done by normal reaction is also 0. So you'll get the equivalent relationship, because for every small displacement, normal and displacement will be perpendicular to each other. So all the small works done by normal reaction will vanish, similar to what was happening with the tension. Is that clear? So you will get the same relationship. Now, if you have to find, let's say somebody has given you, okay, V naught. So in the question, what will be given is, let's say V naught is given, okay, and then you need to find out whether whether it will complete the circle or it will not complete the circle. Okay, so what you should do is that you find out the angle in order to find the point where tension vanishes, okay. So what you will do, you just put T is equal to 0 in this formula. So put T equal to 0, so you will get mv naught square by r plus mg into 3 cos theta minus 2 is equal to 0. So from here you will get theta. So will get cancelled. So basically you will get 2 minus 3 cos theta is equal to V naught square by Rg. So your cos theta will become 2 minus V naught square by Rg 1 by 3. So this will give you the theta at which the tension will vanish. Okay. And at that theta, you have to find the velocity. So let's say you got the theta, let's say the particle is going here. And most of the cases, this theta will come out to be more than 90 degree. Okay. So basically the particle was moving like this. And then particle, when it reached here at this theta, what happened? Tension vanished. Tension vanished means gone. Circle is gone. Now particle will not move in a circle. So what will happen is that particle's velocity at this point, how will you find? Just before the tension vanished. So what was the velocity of the particle? So velocity of the particle is v. How will you find that velocity? You'll find that velocity by putting this theta in this equation, because velocity as a function of theta is that. So you get v square is equal to v naught square minus 2 gr into 1 minus cos theta. Let us call this theta as theta naught. So this is at that theta. So we'll put that value. So we'll get v square as v naught square minus 2 gr into 1 minus this cos theta naught, we'll put this. So 1 by theta into 2 minus V naught square by RG. So what you will get? You will get V naught square minus 2GR and 1 minus 2 by 3 will be 1 by 3, right? So this will become 2GR by 3. So 3 minus, yeah, 2GR by 3 and minus minus will become plus, and GR will get cancelled, and it will become V naught square by 2, I think, right? Just check if it is calculation is correct. RG will get cancelled and it will become 2 by, I think it will become 2 by 3. 2 by 3 V naught square. So V naught square minus these two terms will become 2GR by 3. This is plus 1 by 3. So 2 by 3 into V naught square by 3. Yeah. Okay, so you will get 3 plus 2, 5 V naught square by 3. 5 V naught square by 3 minus 2GR by 3. This is your V. So if your V naught is given, so you can find out the velocity where tension is becoming 0. Now after that, what will happen? If the velocity, if the point where tension is becoming 0, that point you know, this theta you know, this theta is your theta naught. Velocity also you know. So after that, the particle is free from the string. So particle is free means it is now it is a projectile motion, because now the particle will cover the remaining part of the journey as if it is moving under gravity. It is moving only under gravity. So only under gravity it will go and it will do a projectile motion. So it will hit somewhere. And that you can solve. You can take your origin here, you can write x motion, you can write y motion, you know initial velocities and all, then you can write the x coordinate, y coordinate at any time t, and then you can solve the question. Where will it hit? So will it hit the ground or will it hit somewhere on the string or not? That all things you can find. There is question in SC Verma based on this concept. Is it clear? So where tension will vanish, that point you find. And that point is, if that point comes out to be, okay, if that point comes out to be less than your point of ambiguity, you know that it was at pi here 90 degree. So if this theta comes out to be less than your point of ambiguity, that means particle is not able to complete the circle. Understood? Yeah. So from these formulas also you can find out whether it will be able to complete the circle or it will not be able to complete the circle. So find the tension at any theta, and if that theta is less than the theta at the point of ambiguity, that means the particle is, tension is vanishing before reaching the point of ambiguity. That means the particle is not completing the circle. Is that clear? Any doubt?
Not way too clear, but like, I think if we solve the question, it would become clear.
Yeah, I'll show you questions, then it will become clear. Okay, so what you learned, so first thing that you learned is what is the minimum velocity with which it should be projected so that it completes the circle. So in order to find that, what I told you, first identify the point of ambiguity. How do you identify the point of ambiguity? Where all the forces are directed towards the center. So at that point, you make tension to be just 0. So in order to do that, you have to write Fn equal to Man, write Fn equal to Man equation, and then make tension as 0. And then you apply energy conservation. So that will give you two relation, and from there you can find the minimum velocity with which it should be projected. Now, after that, what I told you is that if the velocity is greater than minimum velocity, then it will complete the circle. If that velocity is less than minimum velocity, it will not be able to complete the circle. So let us find out at any generic angle theta, what is the velocity and what is the tension. So we derived that, we derived V as a function of theta, we derived T as a function of theta. Now, if somebody is asking you that find the point where tension vanishes, so you just put T equal to 0 in this equation. So you will get some angle theta where tension is vanishing. Okay. Now, maybe this theta may not have a real solution. If the theta does not have a real solution, that means tension is never vanishing. That, let me write that. So can I go to the next page?
Yes, sir.
So basically what you got is this cos theta naught. You got cos theta naught, you got 1 by 3 into 1 by 3 into 2 minus V naught square by RG. Okay, so what I'm telling is that, so you solve this cos theta naught, maybe this right hand side, this for a given value of R, this thing RHS, if this RHS comes out to be more than 1, so cos theta can never be more than 1. That means theta will not have any real value. Theta will not have any real value. If theta does not have any real value because cos theta is greater than 1, that means tension is never vanishing. That means particle is completing this full circle. This implies that tension does not vanish anywhere. Tension does not vanish anywhere. Understood? If the tension is not vanishing anywhere, that means the particle is completing the full circle. Particle is completing full circle. Okay. If RHS is greater than 1, or even RHS is less than -1, any of the two condition happens, that means the cos theta naught will be out of its range, because cos of anything cannot be greater than 1 or less than -1. That means theta will not have any real value. If theta does not have any real value, that means particle, there is no theta where tension is vanishing. That means tension is not vanishing anywhere. That means particle is completing the full circle. Is that clear? So from here also you can impose that condition. So let's say if the cos theta naught is for a given value of V naught, I have to find out that what should be the V naught minimum so that it completes the circle. So I will go into the extreme. So I will write if cos theta is just -1. So for cos theta naught to be just -1. So what you will write, -1 is equal to 1 by 3 into 2 minus V naught square by RG. So from here you will get what? 2 by 3. So you will get V naught square by RG into 1 by 3 is equal to 5 by 3. So that means V naught square you will get 5 GR. This is the condition that you have got before also. So V naught is root 5 GR. Why did I take -1? Why didn't I take +1? Because for +1, what you will get, V naught as negative you will get. That is not possible. So you will not be able to get that. What I'm telling is that if you put cos theta naught as +1, then what you will get? You will get 1 by 3 into 2 minus V naught square by RG as +1. That means what it will give you is V naught square by RG is equal to 1 minus 2 by 3, and 1 minus 2 by 3 will be 1 by 3. So V naught square is negative. That is not possible. V naught square is a positive number, right? Square of any number is positive. So not possible at all. So I'm not considering cos theta is +1. So I'm considering this extreme. So just cos theta is just -1. That will give you the minimum velocity with which it should be projected so that it completes the full circle. So what is the concept is that cos theta, I know tension is a function of theta. I found where tension is 0. So if tension is 0, does not have any, it does not yield any real value of theta, that means tension is never 0. And tension is never 0 means it is completing the full circle. So how do you find the limiting value? So cos theta is, even if it is greater than 1 or less than -1, then cos theta will have non-real value. So I will just put cos theta is just -1 so that I get the minimum velocity, so that cos theta is within its range. So that will give you the minimum velocity with which the particle can be projected. Okay, so either you just remember V as a function of theta, T as a function of theta, and play with these two equations to analyze the entire motion, or you go via the point of ambiguity relation. Okay, so identify the point of ambiguity where all the forces are towards the center, and then you do tension is 0. Okay, now there is one more interesting case in this is, sometimes what will happen, you have to find whether the particle will stop first. See, whether it will move in a projectile, that thing I told you is, there is two conditions. One thing is that, let us find out if which vanishes first, out of tension and velocity. So T is 0 first, T becomes 0 first, or V becomes 0 first. Okay, that you have to analyze in any question. So the trajectory will be different. If suppose T becomes 0, V becomes 0 first, means T is non-zero, T is non-zero, but V became 0. That means what will happen? In this case, what will happen? The particle will be, let's say the particle started from here, and when it moves, then tension is not 0, but velocity became 0. That means somewhere the particle stopped. Okay, so here what happened is velocity became 0. It may happen. You can find that angle theta where velocity will be 0 by that equation. So V is 0. How will you find that V? How will you find this theta naught? Because you know V square is equal to V naught square minus 2 GR into 1 minus cos theta. So put V as 0. From here you will get this theta naught. So the theta naught where V is 0, that you find. So, and the tension is non-zero. Still tension is non-zero here. Okay, then what will happen? The particle will stop here and now it will come back. So it will be a pendulum kind of motion. So it will come back again. Sorry. So it will stop here momentarily. It will stop here. Then it will come back. Then it will go to the other extreme. Then again it will come back like that. So this motion will be a simple pendulum kind of motion. Okay. Simple pendulum is for a very small angular displacement, but this will be a periodic motion, not essentially simple pendulum, but it will be a periodic motion kind of a pendulum. But so how will you find whether tension becomes 0 first or velocity becomes 0 first? You find theta t by tension becomes 0 means you have to find in the tension expression put t equal to 0. From here you will get the theta t. And in the velocity expression you put v is equal to 0. From here you will get theta v. So whichever is more. So tension becomes 0 first means theta t will be less than theta v, means the theta where tension vanishes is smaller than the theta where velocity vanishes, means tension is becoming 0 first, and velocity becomes 0 means theta v is less than theta t. So that you can identify whether tension is becoming 0 first or velocity is becoming 0 first by putting this theta t and theta v. Okay, and then once you calculated that okay velocity is becoming first, that means the motion will be a pendulum motion. But if the tension is becoming 0 first, then what will happen? Then this is the projectile case that I told you. So what will happen in this case is, so particle is moving in this circle, and the tension is becoming 0 first. So when the particle comes here, tension is gone, but the velocity is still non-zero. The velocity is still non-zero, but tension is gone. So after that, what? After the motion will be under gravity. Okay, so motion will be free fall under gravity. Mostly this will come at obtuse angle. So after that, what will happen? If it is not obtuse angle, then you have to solve it as a projectile. So after that, what will happen is this is your x motion, y motion you write, and the particle will follow a projectile. So basically, particle will go like this and fall somewhere. Understood? So if this is the condition, if the tension becomes 0 first, then the string is gone, then the motion will be under gravity and the particle will be a projectile motion. So this will becomes projectile after tension vanishes, And in this case, if you have this case, if you got this case where V becomes 0 first, and one case was where T becomes 0 first. So T becomes 0 first, that means the motion will be under free fall after tension vanishes. And if V becomes 0 first, then the motion will be a simple pendulum motion like this. Is that clear? Any doubt?
No.
Okay, so this is the whole theory about motion in a vertical circle. So let me just summarize this in the next slide. Can I go to the next slide?
Yeah, sure.
So what you have to remember, first thing is that I have to write in all these questions, I have to write two equations. One equation is Fn equal to Man, and second equation is delta U plus delta K is work done by external force which is not conservative. After writing these two equations, at any generic theta, you will get tension as a function of theta as mv naught square by r plus mg into 3 cos theta minus 2. And you will get velocity as a function of theta as v square is equal to v naught square minus 2 gr into 1 minus cos theta. Okay. It was minus or plus? I think minus only, no? Let me just check. Yeah, minus. Okay. So these two equations you will get at any theta, at any angle theta. Now, if you have to, without this derivation, if you have to find that whether it will be able to complete the circle or not, that I'll tell you later. So suppose you know this, you remember these values for tension and the expression for velocity. Then what I told you is that in order to find the condition, find the condition is your V naught mean, so that the particle completes this circle, vertical circle, completes the vertical circle, is what you do in this expression, in the tension expression. You put, so first make t equal to 0 in equation 1, get cos theta as something, and then make cos theta as -1, because +1 is not possible. I showed you, because v naught square is negative. V naught square cannot be negative. So make cos theta as -1. That will give you the value for this, will give you, and get v naught mean, for which it will complete the circle. Okay. Get cos theta something, make t equal to 0, evaluate this expression, bring everything right hand side, make cos theta as something, and then put cos theta as -1. That will give you the v naught mean. Okay, this is your third point. Now after that, what I told you is that fourth point is you can have, so if you put t is equal to 0, that means that you will get the angle where tension becomes 0. What is theta t? Theta t is the angle where t is equal to 0, and put v equal to 0 in second expression. So from equation 1, you will get this. From equation 2, you put v equal to 0, and you get that theta v. Theta v is the angle where v becomes 0. Angle where v becomes 0. Now, you have, the trajectory of the particle will depend on what happens first. So if theta t is less than theta v, this implies tension vanishes first. Tension vanishes first, or tension vanishes before velocity vanishes. Okay. If the tension vanishes before velocity vanishes, that means the motion will be a, till that point where tension is vanishing, the motion will be a vertical circle. So till theta t, the particle will move under, this vertical circle. So till theta t, particle will be in the vertical circle. Particle will move in the vertical circle. But after theta t, it will be motion under gravity. And it is a two-dimensional motion under gravity, means projectile motion. So you know how to solve the projectile motion. You have to write the x motion, you have to write the y motion, you have to write initial conditions, velocity, acceleration, all that. So this will be the trajectory. So basically, let's say if it happens here, most of the cases this angle will come out to be obtuse angle. So most of the cases, what will happen? You will get the, here when the particle reaches here, the tension is vanished. Tension has vanished. So t has vanished. That means you know the velocity at this point you can find by putting that theta t. So this is your theta t. So in this case, you will get this theta t. Theta t, most of the cases theta t will get obtuse angle. So after that, you can solve it as a projectile. So projectile means x motion, y motion, and it will land somewhere. So that thing you know how to solve that. it will land somewhere. Okay. So this velocity, how will you how will you get this velocity? So at theta t, so put theta equal to theta t in equation 2 in the velocity expression in equation 2. So you will get the theta at that position. So that theta will be the initial velocity for the projectile motion. So this is a projectile motion which is at this height. So you know the initial height also. This height you can calculate r into 1 plus cos theta naught, whatever that is geometrically. You can get this height. You know the initial velocity is x component, y component. You know the acceleration. It is minus g. Ay is minus g. You can solve that as a projectile. Okay. And if otherwise, if it happens that theta v is less than theta t, that means the velocity has vanished before tension vanished. Okay. So that means the particle has stopped momentarily. Particle is still under tension of the string and it has stopped momentarily. So this is the theta v and the velocity has become 0. So now it is still under tension because tension has not vanished. So what will happen? The v has become 0. So particle will now go back. So particle will go back. So the motion will be back and forth like this. Okay. It will come back and the motion will be periodic motion, like pendulum. Okay. So you have to analyze whether this vanishes first or that vanishes first. Okay. And then you can analyze whether particle will complete the circle or particle will not be able to complete the circle. Okay. This is the summary of this motion in a vertical circle. Now what I told you is that many questions they will ask you this theta mean for which the particle will be able to complete the circle. So if you don't want to go by this derivation method, or in case suppose you do not remember these expressions, then what is the key thing to do that? There is this alternate method that I told you is that what you do, find out the point of ambiguity, find the point of ambiguity. And what is the point of ambiguity? Where all the forces are directed towards the center except tension, where all the forces except tension is directed towards the center, directed towards important, okay, towards the center. So here it is the only force is the gravity except tension. So gravity is directed towards the center at highest point, towards the center. So that will give you the point of ambiguity. And at that point of ambiguity, make tension as 0. And then apply energy conservation. Apply energy conservation. Apply energy conservation. That will also give you the velocity with which particles should be projected initially so that it completes the circle. So you can go, this method is faster if you don't remember these expressions, or otherwise, you know, if tension is, so you can analyze all these things. Tension is a function of theta. So I don't get any real value of theta. That means particle will complete the circle. And in order to get the real value of theta, I'll just impose the limiting value that cos theta should be -1. Cos theta you cannot impose as +1 because that will give you invalid expression. V square is equal to negative number, which is not possible. So I did not go to the other extremum. So this extremum is cos theta is -1. From here you can find out the condition for which it should be projected to complete the circle. Any doubt?
I don't think so.
Okay. Now, if you understood this full, you can easily solve all questions in SCV. Okay. So let me just show you. So if you go to the work energy chapter, so this starts from question number 52. So can I move to the next page?
Yeah.
So this is actually a lot of questions comes from this topic. Okay. So this is important. So question number 52, HCV. Figure shows a light rod of length L rigidly attached to a small heavy block at one end and a hook at the other end. System is released from rest with the rod in a horizontal position. There is a fixed smooth ring at a depth h below the initial position of the hook, and the hook gets into the ring as it reaches there. What should be the minimum value of h so that the block moves in a complete circle about the ring. Okay. So what you have to do is that the question is there is a block, and it has a hook like this. It has a hook like this. Okay. And then this block is allowed to freely fall under gravity. It is falling down. Okay. Started with a velocity v. So first started with a velocity, this is u is equal to 0, initial velocity is 0. And when it falls through a height h, once it falls through a height h here, then it gets stuck in a hook. So then what happens is that this block gets stuck in this hook. So in this hook it gets stuck. And then what will happen if it gets stuck in a hook, then it will, after that it will start moving in this circle about the hook, right? So it will follow this motion in a vertical circle. So this question you can solve by two parts. One part is the part one. So part one, what will you do? You will find the velocity with which it, when it gets stuck with the hook, that time what was its velocity? This is your v naught. This velocity you find out. This velocity you will find out by applying the free fall under gravity. Okay. So if you excuse me, so if you apply this thing, so means this is just a block falling down by height h. So a block falling down by height h, because the rod and all doesn't have any mass, that you can ignore. So if this velocity is 0, this velocity is 0, then what will be this velocity? What will be this velocity? This velocity will come root 2 gh. Okay, this you can apply by y motion. So you can write that u is v square is equal to u square plus 2 into a is your, if you choose your positive y axis like this, or like this, you choose better. This is your positive y axis. So ay is plus g, and the height y coordinate initial, this is your origin. So this is 0 0, this is h comma 0. If your positive axis, positive y axis is like this, 0 comma h, sorry, 0 comma h, this coordinate is 0 comma h. So just put v square equal to u square plus 2g into this thing, h minus 0. So basically you will get v is equal to root 2g. So this is your first part. After this, what you will do is that second part. Now you start, now question about motion in a vertical circle. So basically what will happen after this? So the particle is, now this particle is here, and the string role is played by the rod here. So this rod is here. This is the origin O. Okay. And you know this velocity, initial velocity is v naught. You know this v naught is equal to root 2 gh, that you have already evaluated. Now what is telling is that there is a what should be the minimum value of h so that the block moves in a complete circle about the ring. Now this is not the standard condition that I derived. Okay, in standard condition it was starting from this position. Then you know that this v naught means should be root under 5gr. But this is not the case here because it is started from here now. So what will you do? That it, how will you find the minimum condition that it completes the circle? So go by that logic. What you can do is that identify the point where all the forces are directed towards the center. So again, you know that that point is here. This point is here because here, if you draw the free body diagram, then this is the point where all the forces are directed towards the center. Mg is here and n is also here when the particle comes here basically. So this is the point of ambiguity. Okay. So this is the point of ambiguity. Mg is here and n is here. So all forces are directed towards the center. And let's say this velocity is v. Let's say this velocity is v when it reaches the point of ambiguity. Then I will write Fn equal to Mn at that point. And if I write that, you will write n plus mg is equal to mv square by r. And at this is the point of ambiguity. Point of ambiguity. Okay. So n plus mg is mv square by r. Now what I am telling you is that put n equal to 0 at the point of ambiguity to find the limiting condition so that it completes the circle. So you will write mg is equal to mv square by r. So from here you will get v square is equal to rg. Now what you do? Now you apply energy conservation between these two conditions, between these two positions. One is your, this is your initial position. This is the initial position. and this is your final position. So apply energy conservation. So you'll write delta U mg plus delta K is equal to work done by external not conservative. So external not conservative force is only normal reaction, and normal reaction work done is 0. And delta U mg is what? Delta U mg is your change in height. So this thing you will write mg into change in height from initial to final. So initial to final, what is the change in height? So initial to final, the change in height is this, right? This is the final position. This is the initial position. So this is the change in height, right? This is the height change between initial to final. So this height is your radius of the circle. This height is the radius of the circle, and radius of the circle is the length of the rod, right? So the radius of the circle is the length of the rod. So this is R is equal to L. So you will have, what is the change in the height? Plus L, because it is moving up. So delta U mg, you will write mg into L. Now delta K is half m. This is final velocity is v square. Initial velocity is this v naught. Initial velocity is v naught square equal to 0. So you will find mgl plus half into m into v square. V square you have found from here rg. So put that rg, and v naught square you have found 2gh. So v naught square will be 2gh is equal to 0. From here you will get the condition on this height. So h should be in terms of L you will get. So that will be your answer. Okay. So those equations, whatever I have derived is that is for the very standard case when the particle is projected from its lowest point with a velocity v naught. If the particle is projected from any arbitrary point, like in this question, do not worry. The basic principle is same, that you have to identify the point of ambiguity, write Fn equal to Mn, and write energy conservation. In this case also, if suppose in this question it is not required, suppose they ask you find out the tension and the velocity at any arbitrary angle theta. So what will you do? You will go by the same thing. Consider any arbitrary angle theta, write down Fn equal to Mn, draw the FBD, write down Fn equal to Mn at this theta, and write down this final and initial condition, write down the energy conservation. So you can find the tension at any angle theta, velocity at any angle theta. Is that clear? So the basic thing is that Fn equal to Man, and writing delta U plus delta K is equal to work done by external force. These two equations you have to write. Then you can solve any generic question. For a very standard case, when the particle is projected from its lowest point, remember the formula for tension and velocity, and you can analyze those two equations to get anything. So if I told you if velocity vanishes first, then tension, then it will be a pendulum motion. If the tension vanishes first, then it will be after tension vanishes, it will be a projectile motion. So that kind of question is there on in I think question number 58 is like that. So you can try that. And then these questions are very good. All these questions, no, 52 to 64th questions, all are motion in a vertical circle and very nice questions. Okay. So just try it. If you did not get it, then we'll discuss it tomorrow. Okay, just give it a shot, and then maybe 2-3 questions I need to show you some more illustrations, then you'll feel comfortable with it. Okay, any doubt?
I don't think so. I'll try those and get back to you.
Yeah. So just revisit this page. This is the entire summary that I have written. So in order to derive that, basically, if it is a non-standard case, then you have to just go by these two equations. This is the major thing in this topic, entire topic, this writing these two equations. That's it. Understood? These derivations are for a standard case. This, just remember this, don't apply this formula in anywhere. Like in this question, you should not apply this formula. This formula is with the assumption that the particle is moving with a velocity v naught at its minimum point. Okay, this is not the case here. So these formulas you have to apply only in a standard case. Otherwise, you have to make it, convert it into standard case. That I'll tell you how to do that. Okay. Yeah. So try that, then maybe 1 or 2 days we'll finish this discussion. Okay, so these questions will take you some time, 52 to 62. So yeah, these are not very easy. You have to apply it one by one. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah. I'm sure. I think the recording's on.
Hello?
I think the recording's on.
Sorry, I didn't get you.
I think the recording is on.
Yeah. I think today I turned off the recording. I just wanted to see whether how does the lecture come out. Okay. So
Okay.
yeah.